Hello, everyone. Topic today, does the universe have my back? Sylvia here. Okay, I just want to make sure. I just started a new YouTube channel, and I want to make sure that I am streaming in my spiritual Saturday show. Are we here? We say yes to the Holy Spirit, Shelly G says. It looks to me like I'm here, but I just want to make sure. Oh, yeah, okay, good. I see you. All right, I'm really excited about our topic today, and that is, does the universe have your back, my back? I want to know with a yes or no. For those of you who are here already, right on time, right from the start, let me know. Does the universe have our back? What do you think? It's going to be a yes and no answer, but okay, cool, excellent. Is it too loud? All right, so if you're watching this on the replay, fantastic. You can still comment as though you were live, and I will be responding all day to your comments like I do every Saturday. So welcome to the, if you've never been here before, welcome to the spiritual show on Saturdays with Sylvia. And yeah, I have like so much to share. It's going to be incredible today, and I've written it all down. I'm learning that in order to get it all out, we got to get it down first. Hey, Jim. You're actually one of the people on my list to start off with. I wanted to thank you very much for that lovely email that you sent me saying that you look forward to this show. Well, I actually sent the email out to my list. By the way, if you guys do want to receive emails letting you know what's happening in the background, you can go to my website, silviaisachsen.com, and you can sign up for my newsletter there. And I got some good news. My website's finally coming out. But let's get into some spiritual stuff right now. Let me see who's here. We got Shelly G. So Shelly G is the room moderator, just to let everybody know. And she's also a good friend of mine. And we have something to talk about today. Balancer00 says, hi Sylvia, Jim, hi Yvonne, Janet, watching from Illinois, and Eviatar, every week you come here, and thank you so much. Having a great evening. Okay, here we go. This is it. So, for starters, I want to talk about creating a little bit of a healing circle right now for some people. Okay, so I want you to get into that mode of softening your heart. And I've just got a few people here that I want to send healing to. And if you have somebody that you want to send healing to, just post their names down below and I will take a look at it. Let's see who said if the universe has their back. Nobody replied to that. Interesting. You're not sure, right? Because you're right. You're right to not be sure, because there's two answers to that, and I'll let you know. Okay, first of all, I wanted to start off with Janet Wallace. She commented on a previous video. Hello, RRRLLL. Janet Wallace's husband passed away recently, and she was left with 6 children. And she's been watching my NDEs, and she's been noticing that these NDEs, at the end, the people say, well, I had a choice, so I had to come back. Some people say they don't have a choice, but many say that they have a choice to come back or not. And oftentimes you'll hear my guests say, my beautiful guests, they'll say, I really didn't want to, but I could see I had to, kind of thing. So this left her feeling understandably a bit confused and upset, because she's left now with 6 children and it may feel burdensome. And I'm just mentioning her name here because she did post it publicly, and I did respond that I would tell her the response on my show because I think it's really important. So Janet Wallace, if you're watching right now, you can say hello. If you watch it on the replay, we love you. So I understand, and I want to make sure that our feeling goes into this. Everybody sends you our love. We understand that this must be incredibly difficult for you. A, to lose your partner. B, to lose your husband. C, to lose somebody that was helping you raise and support 6 individuals, children whom you both loved. But I want to make something clear for the potential opening of healing your heart. When I'm interviewing people who have had an NDE, that is a specific populace that is narrow. It's like, I don't want to say it's niche, but it is niche because most people who die don't come back. Most people who die don't come back. But these very special situations and people, they were able to come back. So first of all, that I want to make that clear. And then the second thing that I want to share with you is our time here on earth, our experience has a beginning and an end for all of us. And it's determined by your decision making with you and your maker. And so therefore, if your husband passed, then it was his time to pass. And I say that when I pass, it's my time to pass. When my husband passes, it's his time to pass. I never want him to pass. You know, I mean, we don't want that for our loved ones. So what happens when they do? I did think about this, so I want to share my love with you, okay? I want to share this with a loving, compassionate heart. When it's time for you to go, when you and God have determined when it's time for you to go, what's going to happen is your children are going to be left here on earth, and they are going to feel the same way. They are going to feel like they've lost somebody who is very important and that they loved tremendously and that cannot be replaced. So I want us to move away for a moment from this and understand that we all have a beginning and an end, and we're all going to experience the loss of somebody who we didn't want to lose because of the nature of being alive. And that means, well, the nature of being alive here on earth in this incarnation. I don't think that your husband, it's my personal feeling that your husband didn't leave you alone because he made a choice to leave you alone. I bet if he was able to make the choice and it wasn't specifically his time, he would come back. That's my feeling. Okay, so I want to tell you we love you very much, and I'm glad that we spent a little bit of time with you on this topic. Can everybody just send their love to her, Janet? And hopefully this spoke to even more than just Janet when we lose people that we really love. And nobody wants to run away from their family, but sometimes we just have to leave. And the timing isn't always right. Speaking of which, it's 11:11. I just looked at my thing. It's 11:11 where I am here. Looked at my phone. Okay, the next person, quite serious. Okay, so there is an individual who watches this show on Saturdays. I'm very grateful for that. Thank you very much. And I'm not sure whether to name this person's name. She watches, her daughter watches, and her son watches. Unfortunately, 2 weeks ago, the son that she used to watch this show with passed away. And I want to tell her I love her so much, and I'm sending my love to her daughter, to her family. And she contacted me. At 4 a.m. and I was in a daze, and I was like, who is calling me? I thought it was some kind of an emergency, and it was. It was actually her daughter that was calling me and commenting on Instagram and stuff. And I had my phone in my room, which I normally don't. But anyways, I looked at it and I saw the nature of it and that she needed to speak to me urgently. And I thought, I'm not sure what I could do, but I definitely will. I just needed some time, a couple of hours until it got to the morning where I could actually not wake up everybody in the home. And also I needed to collect myself because that was quite emotional to hear about her 23-year-old son passing away. You know, I have a 27-year-old daughter, and if that happened to me, I feel like even if there's nothing I can particularly do, I want to respond. And the reason I say that is because I never considered myself to be a psychic person. If you've never met me before, I have dreams that reveal absolutely amazing truths and wisdom, and it's brought me everything I know, and I owe it all to my angels, my guides, to Jesus, and to God. I give credit all to God. However, I was sitting on the couch after this, and I thought, what can I do? What can I do? And so then I went to sleep. Somehow I just fell asleep and I had a dream. And in my dream, I just want to share this with you. It's a little outlandish, but I'm hoping to send healing. I'm sharing something vulnerable with you. I'm hoping to give healing. So I had a dream. I woke up. In my dream, I woke up and I'm looking around. I'm like, where am I? And I was in a very bright, pale kind of environment. And in that environment, I was looking at the light. And instead of the light coming from one source, it looked like it was just coming from everywhere and like a curtain. It was like a curtain of light and it was moving like this. And then I looked closer into the light and I saw rainbows. The light was splitting into rainbows. Somehow inside the light was rainbows. And I was thinking, well, I'm not on Earth. I know that for sure. So where am I? So I start to look around, and to me it looked like a town, a very clean, beautiful town. And the buildings were only about 2 stories. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to find that boy. And I start looking for him, and then I saw beings go past me, one in particular that looked like a grandma of nature. So then I go, and then when I tried to go through the door to find the boy where I knew he was, somebody was standing in the way. So then I actually got around that person, being, and yes, the rainbows were just like that, Shelley. When I got around that person, I knew I had come to where the family was. So the message was, I didn't see them in this dream. He was being protected by his family, and the message was given to me to give to her that there's more family over here than even on Earth, that I love it. It's beautiful. It's very beautiful here. I'm with our family. I'm okay, and I'm fine. And so I thought to myself, I woke up, and as soon as I woke up, I felt really good, really charged energetically. And that's not always the case in the morning. I just popped up, I sent a message, and I told her this. And I'm telling you this. I'm hoping that she's watching and her daughter's watching. And sometimes we are so worried about our loved ones. We don't know where they're going. And that was a very beautiful place. And I feel that was a perfect place filled with this person's relatives. And they showed me this young man in what he was wearing. And I told this mother what I saw, what they showed me, what they told me. And she said he was wearing um, the jean-like pants, the black shirt, and he was wearing a rainbow necklace, which was an absolute confirmation for me. I feel emotional about it. Um, yeah. Hi, Janet. Hi, Janet, if you're in the chat. Good to see you here. And I just wanted to say it was so wonderful. And that's not something I do normally. And Janet, by the way, is the first person I was talking about. If you just got here, Janet, we all are sending our love to you and our healing straight to your heart. And we are sorry for the loss of your husband. And we know that you'll be reunited. And we know that God is good and that God will bring opportunities to you, and we pray for you for gratitude. Okay, I just want to let you know that we want love and gratitude to permeate and joy. And how wonderful is it that you have 6 children to be with you? Thanks, Janet. I'm so glad to see you here. I hope that the other woman who lost her son is here too and gets to see this as well. Okay. So we're going to continue on with our show. I just wanted to begin with that, and I want to continue on. It was very stunning to me that I actually had that dream, because my dreams are never like I ask for the dream and it happens. Usually I ask for an answer, and sometimes it happens. Okay, so next I want to talk about, so I was walking, about to go walk my dog, and I ran into my neighbor who also might be listening, and he happened to be one of the people who listens to the show. And he didn't know me first and then listen to the show, I don't believe. Like, he just listens to NDEs and did the show. And I thought that that was really cool. He literally lives 3 houses away, which was quite a coincidence, I think, that he was watching the show. So hello to my neighbor. Okay, and also, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you something. Remember I used to do this? I used to pull out your comments on the screen. I'm going to do that. starting today again. I just hope it's not distracting. Let's see if I can, right, let's see what Yvonne says. Yvonne says, yes, the constant dreams. Sometimes I question what's going on. I never used to remember any dreams, and now constant dreams. Yay! That's fantastic. What you're doing is you're piercing the veil between over there and over here, and you're able to, as a matter of fact, we're going to talk about that. We are able to, thank you, Jim, we're able to communicate with the other side. All right. Thank you. Okay, so hopefully you guys can still hear me okay. I just had a notification on my desktop. Shelly says, small world. If you have any questions, go ahead. Cindy says this. My dad passed on February 12th, too. I'm sorry for your loss. So Valentine's Day is wrapped in that, but it's beautiful, really. I celebrate him and love. Yes. And you know, now, here's something I want to say. If I say to you, heaven is so wonderful, and you know, when we get there, we're going to have a reunion and it's better than here. I don't want to say that, because when I say that, what happens is people don't want to enjoy themselves here. It's a perfect segue to talk about this, because God is in you and in your heart, and is the living spirit of you and the creative force of you here and there. Wherever you are, you are bringing your creator right within you, and you have a light put in you for creation. So to say that it's better over here or better over there, and a lot of people are really down on earth and down on this experience, and I would like to invite you to revisit that and to help make heaven on earth, because it is possible. In the realm of all possibilities, it is possible. And I want you to bring up your objections and write them from what I just said, because I want to address your objections. This earth plane, I think a lot of us think that it's meant to be a suffering place, a learning place with suffering. But I'll tell you, if you have suffering in your heart is where God lives. And really, it doesn't have to, you don't have to have that suffering when you understand. Okay? Now, interesting thing about, by the way, love you, Cindy. I look forward to when you meet with your father again and you reunite. But there's a very interesting thing here that I want to share with you. And we talked about if the universe has your back. This is all going to wind up in a moment. But Shelley G on here has read a book called The Aquarian Gospel. And I also read a book called The Aquarian Gospel. This is a very unique book, and if you have read that book before, I got it when I was 16, and I read it for the year between 16 and 17, and this is really where I've got most of my information about Jesus. And I know a lot of you probably are a lot more learned in the Bible. I am not, I don't have a theological background to tell you about. My information about God, Jesus, comes from my dreams, and also I read the Aquarian Gospel. Now, why am I bringing that up? That Shelley and I did, because she sent me something that's going to heal hearts, I think, and I'm going to look for it here in my notes. Thank you for your patience regarding this for a moment. Okay, so there's a little bit of reading that I need to do here, and I'm going to read it to you. So this is about Joseph dying, and Jesus was away, and somebody sent a messenger to tell Jesus that your dad died and your mom is inconsolable. Like, she's very upset. And I thought it was really coincidental and valuable to read this right now, since so many people have passed away and our hearts need that healing and that closure. So this is what Jesus sent back to the messenger according to the Aquarian Gospel. And Shelley G will tell you what page it was, because she was lovely to send this. Now, she actually sent this not for the parent that lost her husband or lost a child, but she sent it last week to confirm about reincarnation. So let's read it. Let's try to do this without my glasses, and they're not even on my desk. One day, as Jesus stood beside the Ganges, busy doing his work, a caravan returning from the west drew near. And the person approached Jesus and said, hey, your dad died and your mom's inconsolable. So I'm just paraphrasing that. Your father is no more on earth. Your mother grieves, and none can comfort her. She wonders whether you are still alive or not, and she looks to see you at once." And Jesus bowed his head in silent thought, and then he wrote, "My mother, noblest of womankind, a man just from my native land has brought me word that father is no more in the flesh, and that you grieve and are disconsolate. My mother, he said, my mother, you are well, and father is well. His work in this earth round is done, and nobly done. In the walks of life of men cannot charge him with any dishonesty or wrong intent. Here in this round, meaning this experience, this life, he finished many heavy tasks, and he has gone from hence prepared to solve problems of the round of the soul." So whether he's going to a different realm, but in this realm and round, he finished. Our Father God is within him there as he was here. So God never leaves you. And we're going to talk about that. Shelley G, can you remind me? Because I want to, that's actually part of the universe talk about God being in you everywhere. And then it said, "Our Father God is within him there as he is here. And there his angels guard his footsteps, lest he goes astray." Angels, that's their job. Angels are helpers of God. They help us. And we can act more like angels by being helpful and kind to people, so that we, not so that God thinks, "Oh, you're so good." No, because we raise the vibration rate and create heaven on earth. Yes, God will see you favorably, but he loves you anyways. It's just that we create an environment of heaven. Almost done here. "Why should you weep, mother? Tears cannot conquer grief. There is no power in grief to mend a broken heart. The plane of grief is idleness. The busy soul can never grieve. It has no time for grief. When grief comes trooping through your heart, just choose yourself to plunge deep into the ministry of love, where grief is not." Meaning, if you're a mother to children and your husband is passed, immerse yourself. I say this with compassion. Look, if in your position as your sister, soul sister, I would be grieving as well, and I understand. But we're just trying to give you a light, a way that was given to us through this Aquarian gospel. So, and if you lose your life in serving, meaning being a good mother and doing all the things you can in gratitude in this life, the morning sun, the evening dews, in the song of birds and flowers, and the stars at night will bring you joy. In just a little time, while your problems of this earth round will be solved. And when your sums are all worked out, it'll be a pleasure for you to enter wider fields of usefulness and greater problems solving of the soul. Right there. I knew I liked the Aquarian Gospel. What do you guys think? That's so good, right? Crazy good. And the Aquarian Gospel can be found. It was a book that I don't even know where it came from, to be honest. At 16, I found it in my hands. It was there. And if you read it from there, I do not want to say that you should read that, not this. This is good. If you haven't found out yet, I believe that we should all love one another and be together. Wherever you're getting your love source and truth from, bless your heart. Okay, so now let's check out some comments. I cannot read that we have, I've read that we have dream selves, independent. Okay, now it's time for me to talk about the topic of the universe. Does the universe have our back? And that's what I'm going to talk about. No and yes. No and yes. Which one do you want to hear first? No or yes? You let me know with a Y or an N. And if you're sitting on the sidelines, come join into the conversation. I apologize to my list that I forgot to email you today. I was in a bit of a rush, but for those of you that are here, I love you. Thank you for showing up on the Saturday show. Tell me with a yes or no. Do you want to hear? Okay. So the universe has our back? No. You guys are so cute. First of all, 2 people do it. Okay, here we go. Oh, they're coming in. I forget all the time that there's a delay when I speak. Since we are God's creations and he resides within us, eternally. Our souls are bound eternally to God. Yes, Holly. So good. Yes. Okay. So let me share something with you. The universe, I need to take the clip out, it's bothering me. So the universe is a reflection of you. What, Sylvia? Don't say that because if you say that, that means that whatever I think, feel, and who I'm being is reflected in the universe. That's not possible. I couldn't possibly be the cause of what I see of the universe. I'm going to tell you yes. It's a really big, big, big thing to wrap your head around. But let me explain. Let me explain. If you have your back, then the universe has your back. And let me explain where I got this audacious idea from. So I'm just gonna tell it like it is. I thought, I talk about Jesus a lot. Yep, he's my favorite guy. I had a dream about him, and in my dream, and this was in at the end of November, beginning of December, he did this and he downloaded information straight to my heart. And by the way, this information is for heart-centered people who do believe in spirituality, believe in Jesus. And he said, Sylvia, um, the kingdom is within. And if the kingdom is within, and God is within, and the creative source is within, and we are light, he also shared that whatever I see, it's not just this face and this body, it's actually everything. And therefore, if you're at war with yourself, you see the universe at war with you. If you're at war with your friends and family, then you see the world as being at war with you with friends and family. If you see the world, whatever you see and believe, it's not so much see, but believe, it's being reflected to you. How is that possible? Say it isn't so. What about all the bad things that happen? This is a very, very tricky piece of information because you can look at it one way or another. If you get angry about it, that's fine. If you get happy about it, that's fine. Let's just talk because this is an arena. This is an arena. It's not a Roman forum, but it is an arena where we could speak about things that are grander than our mundane life here of what existence we have. So if if the universe is a reflection of who you are, what does that mean? That means that all your brothers and sisters, everybody who lives on earth, everybody who you're seeing, everything that you're experiencing is a power within you to create and to project. So when the Master Jesus came to say, love others as you love yourself, that had a much deeper meaning. That means that the reason why you should love yourself, others like yourself, is because it's the same thing. It's the same thing. And we need to understand that. And as soon as we make friends with the fact that what we see is a collective reflection, then we can humble ourselves enough to understand that we are both amazing creators and that we have some work to do in what we're creating as well. But when we blame segments of people, cultures, the universe for all of the bad things, you should see how many people, hopefully they don't use that as a thumbnail on YouTube because I'm like, so many people write to me and they say this, Sylvia, what about all the bad things? What about is somebody going to go to hell or not? It's a good question. It's a valid question. And what I want to tell you is that that is between you and your maker, and that is from your heart. The heart connection with God determines that. I cannot answer that, nor can anybody else judge that of where that person is going to go. That's between God and that person. And my question is this, is I say this with a kind heart, because remember, everybody's a reflection of me, and if I say something that is judgmental, then I'm just judging one aspect of myself as well. But my question is, why do people worry about going to hell, and why don't they put that energy into creating heaven right here on earth? My question is, why do we have to separate God as being away from us and we are lost from God, instead connect with God and know that God is right in our hearts? There is a specific reason why the Master kept talking about the heart, pointing to the heart. The heart is glowing. If you look at every picture, I had a little picture around here, and it has light coming out of his heart. There's a reason why we talk about love being the center of the heart, that is the central connection. There's a, even the Egyptians said that they would be weighed, their heart would be weighed for purity. So why do we concern ourselves with this horrible place that we think exists, which may or may not? And in the realm of all possibilities, did you ever think that you could create this situation that you're living right now? Did you actually believe, do you believe that it's possible for everything to be? So when we look at it in that context, the universe does have your back if you have your back. The universe does love you. If you love yourself, it loves you back. The universe is abundant when you believe and can see and feel abundance. But if you are not feeling that and believing that, you're not going to see it. And I would like real live things, like conversations, questions is what I mean, things. I would like you guys to send your questions about that. Doubt it if you want to. Challenge it if you want to. The thing is that we are afraid of our power, and that's really it is really quite an observation. I have more written here. Okay, good. Okay, so on that note, I want you guys to think about that. And I want to share a dream that I had. It's a learning dream. Let's just call them learning dreams. I want a name for what it is that happens to me about the dreaming, because lucid dreaming doesn't cut it. It is not a dream. I'm going there, and I know I'm going there. This isn't something that I think happened. It does happen. And this is one thing that happened. Now, I want to say it was about 10 years ago. I'm going to share it with you, and it relates directly to today and what's happening. So I was in the other state, in a sleep, and in another state. Somebody texted me. I apologize. I'll shut this down here so that I shut my phone, but it's coming through my computer. Anyways, my dream. Yeah, that's where I was at. I was driving in a car. You might have heard this dream before. If you have, let me know. I was driving in a car, and I felt very busy. I felt important. I felt busy. I felt like I had to get something done. I had a lot of energy, a lot of momentum behind me, and I just really wanted to get to where I was going. But I looked at the car, and I thought, wow, this is a really old-fashioned car. It was like, I don't know, looked like it was like mid-50s car. And thank you for the super chat, Lily Jane. Thank you for your generosity. I really appreciate that. Supports the channel. Okay, so I'm driving in this car, feeling really like important. And truth be told, I don't really I don't really go in my car thinking that I feel important. It was in the dream, okay? So the lesson was unfolding. Then suddenly this child of about 3 years old stops in front of my car. And in front of my car, I was like, I got out of my car and I was thinking, I need to get this child away from my car because I don't want to hit the child. Also, I want to get to where I'm going. And I looked at the child, and the child was just staring at me, just with the eyes. I have brown eyes. It was my color staring back at me, and with the brown hair. And so I got out of the car, and I'm like, child, you need to, where's your mom? Kind of go away from the car. Keep in mind, I do have a lot of compassion. This was a dream lesson. So suddenly at my 1 o'clock, this woman with hair like how I have mine now, but it was put up, comes and floats over to me. And she says, until you realize that that baby, you and me are one, you're not going anywhere. Boom. Hit me like a sock on the jaw. It was like, whoa. Right then I knew exactly what she meant. What she was saying is that, and now let me fast forward it, and how I completely understood this dream. 10 years later, I was at the gym of all places, and I was meditating there because sometimes when I go there, I'm in this thing since January where I'm committing to movement. So I didn't feel like doing exercise that day. So what happened is I meditated. I had the most amazing meditation. So what happened was I saw the woman in the mirror, which was me, and I recognized that that woman who I saw at 1 o'clock was me. And it's 10 years later, and I was sort of the higher self, and the baby I saw was my neglected inner self, and the driver was um, I guess, the ambitious self, okay? The person who wasn't paying attention to the inner child, and the person who was living this life and not realizing that the inner child within you is the connection with God, the purity within you. So I got up and I thought, oh my God, that was mind blowing, that meditation. I went to use the ladies' room or the bathroom because I was going to go home. I don't even know. I never go to the bathroom after. I just go home. But I went there, and in front of me, over top, was a picture of a now about an 8 or 9 year old, maybe a 10-year-old girl, in front of a bull and facing that. And I almost fell over because I recognized that child as the child in my dream. And when I saw that, I recognized that the full circle was happening. So basically, the reason I'm sharing this with you is because there are magical, coincidental, synchronistic, uh, sort of what do you call that? When there's a predictive, you can dream about it, you can sense it, you can feel it. And a lot of people like to go to psychics about it. I don't have feelings one way or another, but I feel that we should really tap into our own intuition. That's my theory. There are those things, and the reason there are is because this universe, the way that it works, is it's much more multi-dimensional than you can even imagine. It is amazing. It is filled with multiple dimensions and multiple opportunities. And I almost want to ask you guys to please open up your vision as to who you are and where you're existing. You are so powerful, and you're not at the mercy for your health, for your wealth, for your family, for loss. This is an experience tailored for you. Everything that's happening to you, it can be changed through you. Premonition, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Holly. Thank you so much for bringing that up. So I feel that in my dreams, sometimes there are premonitions, but sometimes they are my future self coming to me. So nobody on earth here, no, not even the best scientists can quantify time. True or not? I'm not making it up. They can't. So we need to understand that might not be guided by time on all different dimensions. Actually, we're not even here. It's just that we choose to out of convenience. Yeah. Okay, so basically what I want to say is that you have the power to create what's happening. No, Sylvia, no, I don't. No, I don't. I just want to be small. I don't want to be responsible for my reality. I don't want to be take hold of that bull that I saw in the picture when I went into the ladies' room. I don't want to be that child grown up. I don't want to unite my higher self and my inner self and reality. That's what most of us are saying, and that's why we feel like we're being totally uh, unheard and dealt bad cards. That's why, because we refuse to understand that it's within our power to be able to create this. And then you might say, like Janet Wallace, actually, you came right here. What does it mean when you get those synchronicities? I get them all the time. Janet, first of all, thank you for still being here. It means that you're connecting with other levels beyond space and time that are there to help you. Your intuition is there to help you have a greater understanding of the reality that you're living in. But because by the time you're born, there is a culture right now, a consciousness, I want to call it, a global consciousness that's telling you one thing, right? And then your internal is telling you another thing. So we're really at a time where we have to, it's fluctuating, and we need to make a choice of what we're going to believe. We're either at the mercy of the universe, or we are creating the universe. You choose. You choose. This is interesting. Balancer. I was dreaming of someone the other morning and woke up to answer a phone call from that person. Think my fasting lately is having some effect. Good. Yeah, I've been wanting to fast too. It's a challenge for me, but I think I'm going to do that. That's great. Do you see how that works? So Balancer00 had a dream, woke up to the phone call of that person calling. What does that mean? That means that in your unconscious state that you were connected with that person, and as soon as the opportunity came when you were awake, that person called you. And that's not a coincidence. That's a wonderful connection. Thank you so much for the super chat, Shelly G. Very generous of you. Thank you for supporting the channel. By the way, I'm just going to take a moment here to talk about that. Did you know super chats are awesome? They're like donations, okay, for the channel. Helps me pay for the pictures and everything I use in the videos and all of that. The microphones, by the way, I have to get a new one. Oh, that last one broke down. But anyhow, then there's other ways you can for free supporting. When you give a thumbs up, when you write a comment, when you subscribe, all of those things contribute towards the success of the channel and me coming back. So I just thought I'd take a little break there and say that. And the super chats are really cool too. Totally appreciate them. Thank you. Moving on to the next thing. How you guys doing? Jim said, I like some of my problems to cleaning up my dog's mess. I don't like it, but I can use it as a Jim, that is too funny. That you're bringing out your regular humor. Julie says, I believe it means I'm aligned. Is that true? Yes, Julie. It does mean that you're aligned, Julie. Thank you for saying that. You are aligned. When you have those coincidences, it does mean you're aligned. Yes, and so synchronicities. Again, just to elaborate, a synchronicity means that you are experiencing a magical moment of reality that you didn't have. It happened effortlessly. Usually, like when I go, people say, how do you have your dreams? I don't do anything. I just have an intention and that's it. I don't work it. I don't have any kind of ritual, nothing. It just is there, and it's that there for you too. It's that easily accessible for you too. All right, so I've got just a couple more things, and then we're going to wind up the show. If you have any questions or anything, and by the way, I can invite you guys on. I'm thinking about doing that starting next week. What do you think? Also, for Valentine's Day, I'm going to re-put out the 7-day challenge as a gift to you guys and my members. I want you to know that people who are a member of my channel, you can do so by going to you have to be on desktop and you click join, but those people can come and ask questions and be on with me. So I will look at your questions first, and then you can come on, which is awesome. Martin, you're a new member. Thank you so much, and you are welcome to come on and ask your questions. Okay, Wayne Dyer quote that I saw that I thought would be good. The state of your life is nothing more than a reflection of the state of your mind. Let's read that again. Wayne Dyer quote. The state of your life is nothing more than a reflection of the state of your mind. See, he was saying the same thing too. Rumi said a quote that was the same thing. All these people are saying the same thing. So I wonder why we keep holding on to limiting beliefs that hold us back from the things that we want and the people that we want to be. Okay. Okay, great. So next week when you come, the Abundance Challenge is going to be available. I'll put the link here. We can go through it. It's a 7-day challenge. I have some other really exciting things to tell you, that I'm creating a program called Mariposa. It's the transformative program that's also going to be out. I'll be introducing it next week. What is this? What is this program? If you're liking the concept of being in charge of your reality and from a spiritual standpoint. Thank you for the super chat, Julia. Really nice of you. So if you want to take hold of your spirituality and hold of your life so that you can enjoy your best life ever, then you might want to sign up for it. But I recommend doing the free 7-day challenge first. And I'm really excited to introduce Mariposa because Mariposa is butterfly in Spanish. And there's a coincidence that's involved in that. Before we head out, I want to challenge people here. I'm going to pull out some questions. So 1 second. I want to challenge the people who are sitting on the sidelines. So 50 people sitting on the sidelines who feel inclined, who feel spiritual, who cannot articulate and stand up and say what they want to say, whether they agree or disagree. Do it. Just do it. Just go, write, push, send. Be part of the community. We love you. This is a community of light. If you have questions that are different than what I'm saying, it's okay, as long as you're saying it respectfully, which brings me to something. This is kind of funny. So there was a lady that came onto my thing and she blasted one of my guests' NDE stories. By the way, I have 2 NDEs coming up. She blasted one of my people. And I just want to help those people, if they're listening, to know that we do want to hear from you and we do want you to be a part of the community and we do want to connect. But it's the way that when you show up with love, show up with questions. But just show up with love, and then I won't have to remove your comment. Okay, so but if you are here and you do want to say something positive, Karen, 23 is so young. Yeah, yes, 23 is so young. Are you referring to? I scrolled back, by the way, so I don't want to confuse anyone. One of our viewers' sons passed 2 weeks ago, and he was only 23. And Chris B said, adorable is the right word. Oh, thank you, Crispy. Thank you, Yvonne. And Crispy is always here too. Yes, let's see if somebody came up who hasn't been here. Julie, thank you. Yvonne, Shelly G. I highly recommend. Yes, this challenge is so good. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you. You're going to find out hidden blocks that are preventing you from living your best life in the categories of health, wealth, and love. Thank you, because I missed doing the 7-day challenge. Oh, good. Good, Lily Jane. If you did miss it, come back and do it again. Cheryl Sutton. Oh, hi, Cheryl. Good to see you here. I hope that your husband is good. Hey, just before you all head out, can we send love to Cheryl's husband, love and healing? Won't disclose why. I just want you to send healing her way. And Cheryl says, oh yes, those blocks hit me like a rock. And Lily Jane is here. Yvonne says, thanks so much because I missed it the first time. Yeah, I know that. I know you guys might miss it, and I do want you to partake in it. You know what? Whenever it's time to end, and NC is here. Whenever it's time to end, I know it's time to end because it just ends in my heart and nothing else is there. I just want to post this here. Nothing else is there to say. I feel like we really covered a lot of ground today. Let me know if you liked it. Please comment in the comments area. Next week, Saturday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. We'll see you here again. There is a lot available next week. I've been storing it up. It's Valentine's Day, and we're going to have something really special. Yvonne is here. And so long for now. Bye-bye.